Okay, so welcome back. I have the question from the second chapter of Engineering Mechanics by Hibbeler, and this one we need to determine the magnitude of the resultant force acting on the plate and also its direction measured counterclockwise from the positive x-axis. So we have three different forces, and our resultant forces, where we show it with R at the end, is going to have one x component and one I component. The x component would be sum of all forces in x, and I would be our unit vector for x, and we're going to have sum of all forces in y direction. That's going to be the j or the y component of this resultant. So as always, we're going to have sum of all forces in x. We have the F1, which acts along positive x-axis, so 900. We have the x component of F2, so we can resolve this F2 into two forces. This is the x component, which is positive, so 750 cosine of 45 degrees, and also we have the x component of F3, which is going to be in this direction too, so that one's also positive. The force is 650, and we are looking for the x component, which means if you consider this angle alpha, we need cosine of alpha, and if you look at this little triangle, this angle is also alpha. So let's just show it a little bit bigger. So we have this angle here, alpha, and we have information about the sides, 3, 4, 5. So cosine of alpha would be 4 divided by 5. So times 4 divided by 5, and this is going to give us the x component. Let's see what we get. So 900 plus 750 cosine of 45 plus 650 times 4 divided by 5 is 0.8. So yeah, that's going to give us 1950.33. The unit will be in newtons, and that's going to be the x component. Let's do sum of all forces in y. So F1 doesn't have any y component because it's along x-axis, but we have the y component of F2, which is upward, so positive 750. This time will be sine of 45 degrees, although the value for sine and cosine of 45 degrees is the same. And we also have the y component of the F3, which acts downward, so will be negative 650. And this time we're going to have the sine of alpha, which is 3 over 5. So let's see what we get here. 750 sine of 45 minus 650 times 0.6. Yeah, so that's going to give us 140.33 newtons. So for finding the magnitude of the R, so our R is basically 950.33 I plus 140.33J. But that's not what we're looking for, and the unit will be newtons. We're looking for the magnitude, which is the square root of basically Rx squared plus Ry squared, and this will be our Rx, this will be our Ry. So let's see what we get. Square root of 9050.33 squared plus 140.33 squared. And yeah, that's going to give us around 1955 newtons, or 1.96 or 955 kilonewtons. So that's the magnitude. We also have to find the direction counterclockwise. So we found that Rx and Ry, they're both positive. So our R would be something like this, and the angle counterclockwise from x-axis is this angle. So we can call this one theta, and this will be our Ry, and this will be Rx, and the resultant would be R. So for finding the theta, we just have to find the tangent inverse of the opposite over the adjacent. So opposite is 140.33 divided by 1950.33. Let's see what we get. So tangent inverse of 140.33 divided by 1950. Yeah, so the angle is going to be 4.12 degrees. And at the end, we can report our R like this. So 19 or 1.955 kilonewton, and the angle would be 4.12 degrees, and the final answer for this question. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.